as an extremist. The presentation of violent images has disregarded the fact that Palestinians too have been and continue to struggle, yes, for freedom, justice, and dignity. My time constraints don't allow me to go deeply into this subject. Just keep in mind that myths abound because stories are told out of context. The many peacemakers, both Israelis and Palestinians, are omitted from the news. And a growing Palestinian and Israeli joint peaceful resistance movement gets practically no attention. To learn more about these omissions, I recommend that you visit the website of Just Vision, an organization I serve on the board of. The website is justvision.org. In this information age, we have many opportunities to find out the truth, but we have to search for it, sort through it, and determine its reliability. We must be informed so that we can speak. I'm convinced that if UUs only knew, we would wake up and shatter the silence. The fourth and last reason for our silence is fear. Most insidious is the fear that if one criticizes or finds fault with Israel, one would be labeled anti-Semitic. In an article in the New York Review of Books in June 2010, Peter Beinart, an associate professor of journalism and political science at the City University of New York, wrote, Not only does the organized American Jewish community mostly avoid public criticism of the Israeli government, it tries to prevent others from leveling such criticism as well. He adds, in recent years, American Jewish organizations have waged a campaign to discredit the world's most respected international human rights organizations. Such campaigns, by conflating criticism of Israeli government policies with anti-Semitism, have created an intimidating environment. This is most evident in educational institutions where some academicians have suffered career setbacks because they went against the mainstream and told the truth about the situation. The fear is legitimate and the consequences may be real. But when did this stop UUs from speaking truth to power? We UUs pride ourselves on our active, inquiring minds, on our willingness to receive new information that may contradict past, comfortable assumptions. I urge each and every one of you to seek information with an open mind. I urge you to dig deep into your heart to understand what keeps you silent. Is it lack of knowledge? Is it some personal experiences you've had? Is it denial? Is it fear? As UUs, we must have the goal of taking appropriate action to support the freedom and dignity of every Palestinian and of every Israeli. By gaining insight into the reasons for our reluctance to speak, we will begin to shatter the silence. So what comes next? Education comes next. Witness comes next. Compassion comes next. Healing comes next. Restoring innocence comes next. Peace comes next. Yes, it's late, but everything comes next. Thank you.
Thank you, Hanan. Now, before I present Hanan with her check, would Reverend Leiden please come forward? Jason, UUJME wishes to thank you for the work that you are doing toward advancing peace and justice in the Israel-Palestinian conflict, as well evidenced in your sermon, Be Not Afraid, Truth-Telling, and Justice-Seeking, and is pleased to present you with a check of $100.
Thank you.
Okay.
Good job.
Okay. Okay. All right. And Hanan, your long-term dedication, objective, and compassionate approach and commitment to working on this issue with all parties to the conflict and sets an example for every one of us with an interest in this conflict. For your work and the sermon we just heard, UUJME is pleased to present you with a check for $400.
We have to have the photo op. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Jason. You're Hanan. You are welcome to stay up here while, you can stay seated, I guess. Pardon me, but I got to modify my script here.